friends, it's Caley Carroll here. I just realized I haven't done a live video in like weeks, I think, maybe longer, not exactly sure, too long for sure. So I have like 8,000 subjects that I'd like to talk about because I've been so busy that I haven't had time to do any of this. So today what I thought we'd talk about, especially since I just wrapped up with another round of I Am journey, is talking about like who I am and some of the things, ooh, sorry, my computer starts just beeping so much. Some of the things that people have like brought to my attention over our last couple rounds of I Am, and just some things that maybe could help you guys and help you maybe identify where you're at in your life and how you can make some positive changes. So, the I Am journey is 8 weeks. So it's where we're coming together and we're really starting to identify and figure out like more so what we're running after in life, mind, body, and soul, all of it together, looking at making changes from the inside out instead of from the outside in. And as a personal trainer and a health coach and working with nutrition, I've generally worked from the outside in, right? I've worked on changing your fitness, changing your eating, and how that could, start to infuse. That's what it did to me, like infused me to the inside. But we're starting from the inside out with this thing where we're looking at like how are you working on your soul, how are you working your inside. So the point of today is talking about who am I and figuring out what you want to want. So I've had this thing that I've just been saying to myself for a while, and I've posted a couple things about this yoga journey I'm on, right? And thank you for my hearts, and good morning all my sunshines that are joining. Sorry, I didn't even say hi yet. Hi Kim, hi Christy, hi Don, hi Keith, hi friends. So anyways, when I talk about that, want to do something, it's that when like I've gone through this for the last 5 years, I've had these like different routines in the morning where I've had this realization that I want for more in life. I have these big goals and aspirations that before maybe I told myself I couldn't make them happen, and now I'm like, I can make anything happen. Like I can set my heights as high as I want, right? My sights as high as I want, and I can bring those into my life if I choose to. And in my prosperity plan, just one of the weird things that I say each morning is that I want to do yoga. So this is where this kind of came from, right? And like I don't want to do yoga. That's not something that like I enjoy. It's not something that I get up and think, man, I just want to go sit in a quiet room for an hour. Like nothing about that sounds fun to me. But I know that like long-term vision that I want to do it because it's good for me. Good morning, Sarah. It's good for my body, it's good for my mindset, it's good for the quietness, it's good for me to help like to find the still, and something that has not been a great skill of mine previously before my concussion, like things that I've been working on. So I want to do this, right? So I was going to talk to you guys about that, but I've kind of gone over that before a little bit with you, like, so, like you want to do something, but why aren't you doing it? So for me, you guys see, I'm just diving right in. I'm on week 2, which is, I know this isn't really a big deal, especially for you yogis out there. I'm on my like 8th day, I think. So I'm trying to go every day as much as I can so that I just really submerge myself into something until I become obsessed about it. Because obsession is like a great key to success when you really just like dive right into it. But then I was thinking about some of you guys and a lot of my clients that came in through I Am, and some of my discussions the last couple days about like, what transitioned with them in the process. And when they came in, they didn't know what they wanted to want. Does that make sense? Like they didn't know what they even wanted. Like it's one you can want for something and you know that it's there, and you're going to go out and you're going to start to take action. Like if like I want to be more physically fit, then that's easy to figure out how to start to take action. But if you're like, I want it, but I don't even want it yet, but I know that it's something that could be good for me. Like it could be good for me to lose 20 pounds. It could be good for me to eat healthy. It could be good for me to change my job. Like I am miserable every day I go to my job. It's just not something fun. So I want to get out of that situation, right? So like identifying at the very first level who you are and what you could aspire to have. And it's like that second degree of separation. Like you haven't even got to the point of actually wanting it, but it's like way out there. And that's where your goals and your dreams start. It doesn't start like always, and sometimes it does, but it doesn't start like this bright light of, oh my gosh, it's so obvious that I want to do yoga or that I want a new career path, because we've been trained over and over again to stay in our boxes. We've been trained to stay in our routines. We've been trained that you do what you do. You wake up, you get the kids ready for school, you go through your routine, you drop them off, you go to the office, you do your 9 to 5, you come home, grab the kids, you do your homework, you run to sports, you cook, and you put the kids back to bed, and hopefully you find some enjoyment and satisfaction in it. And if you don't, then why aren't you looking and seeking for something more, for more of who I am? And this is what I've discovered with a lot of our people that have come through the program that are seeking out more, which, number one, like, kudos to every single one of them that have come to us to join the program, because that's hard. That's like taking an identifying factor, saying, I know that I want to want more. That's it. Like, I don't even know what it is, but I want to want more. There is something more for me out there. I don't even know what it is yet. But I want more happiness, maybe. I want more love. I want more satisfaction. I want more success. I want more money. I want more time freedom. I want better relationships. I'm not even sure, but I know that I want to want more. And instead, I'm kind of just sitting in my comfort zone, walking through life, doing the exact same things over and over again, because it's hard to make a change. It's hard to change my pattern of life and go out and do something different. So instead, I'm going to sit over here and I'm going to watch you guys make your changes, join this program that's uncomfortable or whatever, and wake up early, do your miracle morning routine, get to exercising, change your habits, have these awkward conversations about like how to grow, right? And because I'm not ready for that. Like, I don't know if I want to make any changes, right? But these guys came in and they wanted to want more. And, throughout, this is only 8 weeks, guys. They're going to be working with us for a long time. So you'll keep watching their stories as they progress. Some of them have been with us for 16 weeks now. We've seen people make career changes. We've seen people join forces as coaches. We've seen people have like a huge mindset shift. More than anything, I've seen energy through the roof for sure, right? So I'm starting to see that. But when they come in, usually what it was is there's reasons why people get stuck. So like, where do people get stuck with life? Where do they lose their, like, who am I? And like, I don't know, like, give me, and I don't know, I don't think anybody can see like who's exactly doing this, but like, give me a thumbs up or a heart or something, or maybe one of those like mean faces if you feel like sometimes you're stuck in your life. Like, I'm not exactly sure, like I don't know, like, his life kind of consumes me instead of me taking control of my life. Because this is what a lot of us do. Life consumes us, right? And, oh, you're just adorable, Christy. I love it. And especially, I talk to the women a lot. I think, guys, you're like this too. But we get so consumed with taking care of other people that we get stuck because we're like taking care of them, taking care. And we feel like we're serving. We feel like we're giving. But the truth of it is, as you guys start to work with us, we learn that you can't love anybody more than you love yourself. You can't give any more than what you give yourself. So we think we're doing as much as we can, but if you started with the source, if you started with your inside, if you started with who you are, hi, John. Good morning, sunshine. If you started with who you are on the inside, then you would be able to be of so much more service to everybody else, right? And then we see it like as being selfish. Like, if I want to want more for me, and I take more time to be a little selfish, and I take more time to go to this class and read and maybe go for a run and take some silence, meditation time, or take a day away for myself, or do yoga for an hour. Like, that's, some people see that as selfish, like, oh, I'm going over just to be in my own mindset, right? But if you can take time to work on you and become the best you that you can be so much better at serving and helping other people. So that's one place where I think you guys get stuck. Good morning, Jace Carroll. That's one place where I think people get stuck, is they become consumed with the, like, I don't want to say monotony of life, but the habitual lifestyle that you've created for yourself, just because it's what you know, and it's hard to get out of your comfort zone, right? So who am I is what this is about, right? It comes down to, like, so really, who are you? And can you dare yourself, can you challenge yourself to discover a little bit more about who you are? Could you challenge yourself to, instead of falling into the monotony of your day, taking little baby steps to figuring out who you are. And a great practice would be, especially like take your parents, right? Or like not your parents, you guys who are parents out there, that when you're in your household in however many years and your kids are grown up and they're gone out of the house and it's you and you're sitting there and you wake up every day, what does your life look like now? Like, what are you passionate about? When people move on and away from you, what are you serving? Because it's going to happen. Like, life just doesn't, like, no, we don't all just stay the exact same, right? So how are you loving yourself? Have you discovered what your passions are? Do you love art? Do you love sports? Do you love math? I'm not really sure, right? Like, have you discovered who you are? Have you done a lot of self-discovery? Because a lot of us find our worth and our value and our person in other people, and instead of in what's inside. Does that make sense? Direct conversation with one of my friends yesterday. It's like I was finding who I was in other people instead of really taking a step and having some introspection and just seeing who I am without any of these individuals. And if I can figure that out, then I can be a brighter light to shine into them instead of just absorbing who they are. Right? So identifying who you are, guys, it's not super easy. Like, this isn't going to be like yep, who I am, identify what I want and watch that video, check that off my list. Life's going to be moving on up. It means that you could get done with this today and you could make one decision. You could make one decision to say, you know what? I want to want more. That's it. I want to want more. I don't really feel like I want more right now because I'm so stuck in my ways, but I want to want more, just like I wanted to want to do yoga. And it might not happen right away, but if you keep reiterating it in your mind, you can start to make some changes. So here's a couple steps for you. Number one is you can work on starting to love yourself. Work on identifying, it's going to be hard unless you love yourself to do anything else, because the reason why you probably aren't dreaming, aren't creating goals, we're talking about goals, by the way. When I say want, I'm talking about setting goals. That's what it is. I'm just using different terminology because it maybe sounds better. So you might not be setting goals and you might not want to do more. You might not be allowing yourself to do that because you have self-doubt. Like, the second something is like, oh my gosh, what if I could start a new business because I love whatever? Or what if I could go to cosmetology school? Or what if I could, open up this business? Or whatever it is, and you shut it down because you have so much self-doubt and lack of confidence, or you've been beat down by other people, or you've seen people fail, and you feel like, you know what, never mind. I'm not going to even try because I've seen them fail. I've seen them fail. He told me I couldn't. She told me I couldn't. They think I'm crazy. So I'm going to shut down my dreams before I even start trying. Right? So that's going to be one thing. It's self-doubt. You don't have the confidence to believe that you could go to that next place. The fear of the unknown, exactly. Like, we're so trapped by the fear that we deny ourselves success because we would rather stay in mediocrity than fight the fear and succumb it, right? Overcome it. Not succumb it, overcome it. I just made up that word right there. You guys are with me, though. This is why it's fun to watch me. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. Okay, lack of self-confidence, self-doubt, the lack of self-love in here too, right? Thank you, Tammy. I love that. Sometimes you just don't love on yourself hard enough. So here's your steps. Here's your steps to maybe start discovering who I am and what I want to be. Number one, see if you can start practicing some self-love. Whatever that is, take a step to loving yourself more. If there's something that you've been wanting to do that feels a little selfish, do that. As long as it's something that's positive, right? If you've wanted to start walking in the mornings for a half an hour, if you've wanted to do a miracle morning routine, if you've wanted to try yoga, oh my gosh, then just join me anytime, right? If you've wanted to just get away to the mountains, go do the incline for a day. If you've wanted to do something to take care of yourself, then take the time. Take a few minutes. right? Take a few minutes and allow yourself to love yourself a little bit. Because when you do that, you'll start to develop a different level of self-confidence. Maybe that's reaching out and you want to just jump in and try, what is this I am about? Like, I just want to see who I am. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to give you a couple months and I'm going to see what sort of self-discovery there is there, right? So number 1, loving on yourself. Number 2, see if you can find some silence. This one's really hard. At least it was for me. Maybe some of you it's not, but it definitely took like God throwing that shelf at my head, my concussion, for me to start to even discover what silence is like. But this is silence in mind and silence in body, because when you allow yourself to be still, you allow energy to come in, and there's some discovery that happens there that I can't explain otherwise. And you might just say like hogwash, whatever, which I did for, by the way, 30 some years. And then there might be something that happens that has you start to like think about, okay, maybe I could do this. There's some awesome meditation challenges. There was just a free one. Deepak Oprah had this free one. I should have posted it, but I did not. Sorry about that. But where you can get some guided meditation, or it could just be sitting in silence and letting yourself be and think and feel or pray or whatever that is, but allowing yourself to just like breathe. So that's what I'm doing with this yoga time, right? Is find some silence, because when you do, you might have so much noise up there that you're not able to find the who I am, because there's the noise of life. I got my grocery shopping list, I've got my cleaning list, I've got this with the kids and this, and you got to get these ones, and then there's this weekend, and then there's these sports. Like, this is my life, right? I've got 2 kids that are athletes. It's crazy, it's busy. How do I just stop? Especially me, right? How do I just stop and just be still for a little bit and let myself find the creativity and the flow and really discover, like, who do I want to become? Because I'm always wanting to become more. And if I didn't have that time of silence, I wouldn't be able to get that. And then the last thing here that I'm going to end with, guys, is that one of the recommendations, and I love this, and I have not practiced this before. Right now I'm reading Grant Cardone's Be Obsessed or Be Average. So you guys know that we always have our book club that's going on, where we're engaging with one another about some sort of personal development, professional development, something that's making us feel better and grow on some level, right? I love that, Sarah. So she's saying that meditation's changed her world, and I hear that all the time from people, and especially from a lot of people that didn't think they could find silence before, right? So thank you so much for that. So Grant Cardone, he says in his book, that right now where I'm at in here is he's talking about creating like goal lists each morning. And I have a prosperity plan that I go over every morning, but he's got a notepad that's next to him. And when he wakes up in the morning, he takes the right when his eyes turn on. So when my eyes turn on, I start my prosperity plan, and I start going through I could go through the whole thing, but I had my whole thing of I'm a leader, I'm a teacher, and I globally influence smiles, instigating success, confidence, just like whatever, all sorts of stuff. So I go through this whole thing, right? But he gets up, and right away, you've got all this energy that's in your mind. He grabs his notepad and he starts writing out goals, and just like streamline, he said 3 minutes, right? It just takes a few minutes, and he just writes whatever's in his head fast. So it's not like he's taking time to ponder or think or question or, could I do that, or I couldn't do that. Like, some of them are crazy, some of them are not, whatever. And he just writes out his goals, and every day he keeps this pad going, and it's just this one pad that goes, every single day, just flips it over. And then he'll go through and review, and it's like some things are on there every single day. Some things pop up like once a week. Some things pop up once every 3 months. But he starts to discover this pattern of what he really wants, and discover who he is based on this streamlined thought right in the morning. And I thought, how cool is that? Because sometimes we spend too much time trying to pick apart who we are and what we want. So that would just be the last thing, guys, to encourage you to see if you can look at, yes, book club, Heidi. So just post, I can message you, and I can add you to the group on there. But that would be the last thing, is maybe looking at, somewhere to start is loving on yourself, right? Find a little bit of silence, and then writing down those goals right when you get up in the morning. And let me know if you guys are interested. If you need any help, reach out. We've got our I Am journey. It starts next Monday again. There's other things that we can do one-to-one. We've got the book club. We've got a lot of resources. So that's all I have. I'm sorry I took 2 weeks off of doing this. I missed your guys' face. So I hope you have a delightful Wednesday. It's hump day. Whoop, whoop.